Welcome to Pastor's Chat today. Well, we're looking at Revelations chapter 18 today again, and we're talking about the fall of economic, commercial, political Babylon that God himself destroys at the end of the last 3.5 years of the tribulation. The end of 7 years, the political kingdom of Antichrist will fall when Jesus Christ comes back. And here we have the description of the fall of this system that is called Babylon, a system that goes all the way back to Nimrod in the book of Genesis chapter 4 and 5 and 6, actually, as we see what takes place at the Tower of Babel. Now, as we look at this, these verses, it starts in verse 9. And so we want to read these verses because, remember, we've already had two voices. The voice that calls from heaven that says, Babylon, Babylon is fallen. The voice of destruction, the voice of condemnation, the voice of judgment. And then there was the voice of separation. Come out in verse 4. Come out of her, my people, God calls. Don't be a part of that system. Now we have the voice of lamentation as Babylon is destroyed in 1 hour. As we read this, you'll see it in these next verses. And we've been trying to read every verse in Revelation, and so we're going to be reading verses 9 through 19. So let's start. And so verse 9, the kings of the earth who committed fornication and lived luxuriously with her will weep and lament for her when they see the smoke of her burning, standing at a distance for fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour your judgment has come. And the merchants of the earth will weep and mourn over her, for no one buys their merchandise anymore. Merchandise of gold and silver, precious stones and pearls, fine linen and purple, silk and scarlet, and every kind of citron wood, every kind of object of ivory, every kind of object of most precious wood, bronze, iron, and marble, and cinnamon and incense, fragrant oil and frankincense, wine and oil, fine flour and wheat, cattle and sheep, horses and chariots, and bodies and souls of men. The fruit that your soul longed for has gone from you, and all the things which are rich and splendid have gone from you, and you shall find them no more at all. The merchants of these things who became rich by her will stand at a distance for fear of her torment, weeping and wailing and saying, Alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen, purple and scarlet, and adorned with gold and precious stones and pearls. For in 1 hour such great riches came to nothing. Every ship master, all who travel by ship, sailors, and as many as trade on the sea, stood at a distance and cried out when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, What is like this great city? Then in verse 19, the last verse, they threw dust on their heads and cried out, weeping and wailing and saying, Alas, alas, that great city in which all who had ships on the sea became rich by her wealth, for in 1 hour she is made desolate. And so as we read that, you get the idea that the whole earth, everyone, the political leaders, the kings, the business leaders, the merchants of the earth, and then even the sailors and those who took the merchandise around, the truck drivers, the common people of the earth, all of them mourn and weep because of the destruction of Babylon. They see it happen just before the end of the tribulation period. It's a terrible day for them because in 1 hour they see this great, great city, this system of Babylon destroyed. Many of us remember 9/11 when New York City was hit, the Twin Towers was hit by the two planes, and how the whole world was affected by that. Well, my friend, that's nothing compared to what's going to happen to this Babylon. And so we hear the voice over and again of lamentation. The world wails and weeps loudly because of the destruction of Babylon on that day. And we'll be talking more about this tomorrow. Well, God bless, and you have a wonderful, wonderful day.